Gordon, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
It's been almost 4 weeks since we last saw you back at away at Team Bath.
Yeah.
There's been plenty going on, it seems, behind the scenes in these past 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's been manic for us at the minute. I think from a management perspective, the job's not finished. We've still got a plan for next year. We've had to obviously look at new players that we're looking to bring in, speak to a few. But we're not doing nothing hasty at the minute. I know everyone's speaking about some of our new signings at the minute, but
Well, that is one of the main things that we'd like to talk to you about. Charlie Sheringham has obviously signed on the dotted line. Obviously someone you've been looking at for a little while, and I imagine pleased to have him here.
Yeah, Charlie's a very good player. He scored a lot of goals for Welling last season. I think he got 28 in all competitions, but he got 19-20 in the league, which is fantastic. I think at the end of the day, from our perspective, we've not signed him because he's Teddy Sheringham's son. We signed him because we're losing Lewis Smith. We're losing Danny Green. We need to bring somebody else in that can hit the ball in the back of the net and that can be creative and do something to help the side, which is very important to us.
You see him as an ideal replacement for Lewis then?
Yeah, I think he's an ideal replacement at this point. We still need a little bit more going forward, but for us, we needed to make sure that we replace Lewis as soon as possible.
So you say of Teddy Sheringham, do you know if he had any input into Charlie coming here?
I think they spoke, as far as Charlie said to me, and he said, look, it's a nice club. He remembers coming down here to watch the game, I think over here at our place, and he said it's a nice club, well run, and obviously off the back of the conversation we had with him, he asked him what his thoughts were on it, and he said, it sounds good, definitely go to him, because they look like they're progressing, we're doing things in a professional manner, and they seem to sell a lot of players on, which is a plus point for us, really.
We've read in the papers that the fee's going to go to a tribunal. Do we know when it will be announced, or?
Not entirely sure at this precise moment in time. I know it's going to get to that stage because obviously Welling want to get as much as they possibly can for it. But from our perspective, we just wanted to make sure that we've got him on board. So signed on the dotted line. It's just something that the tribunal says whatever it's going to be. It's going to be. We have to deal with it at the time.
Plenty of other players. You said you're going to be looking at recruiting. We've heard rumours of maybe Lewis Zachary coming back, maybe Lewis Riddle, and been also mentioned Ashley Nichols. Is there any other rumours that put to bed? Or
we're speaking to a lot of players. I'll say at this point, I want everyone to realise that we are looking to push for it next year, but we've got exactly the same budget. There's been a lot of talk about us having a bigger budget all of a sudden. I'm thinking, no way in a million years. We would love to have a bigger budget. Then we could actually go out and splash out. But I don't think we need to. With the squad we've currently got at the minute, they've done well at the end of the season. They've shown playoff form. So we just need to tweak some of the certain areas at this precise moment in time that need tweaking. That's why we brought in Charlie, and that's why we're looking at other people in and around the midfield area to strengthen us up in that area going forward.
And with Danny Green also going, and as we've mentioned, Lewis Smith, are there any other players going to be departing the club?
Not as far as I'm aware. I think everybody's happy. We've made sure we've done re-engagement to all the boys that finished off the season last year, outside the two that I mentioned. So everybody else is going to be staying next year. So we're happy about that.
And do we know when the players are going to all be regrouping for pre-season?
Yeah, all the boys will be back in June. The 23rd of June is our first training session. And
then we've got pre-season friendlies like of Ely City, Gillingham, Leyton Orient also mentioned, so we'll be ready for those.
Yeah, we have all of them. Games that we need to be preparing for. It's exciting times, I think, for the fans. We've got an opportunity to see clubs like Leyton Orient and Gillingham who've probably not played here in pre-season yet. So it's something different, so we know support, we need you.
Any other teams that are rumoured to, or have come in for pre-season games?
We're still waiting on the West Ham situation at this precise moment in time. We don't know what's happening with that, so we have to wait and see. We had an opportunity with Spurs, but again, it's all up in the air because of their season still going on. We don't know what's happening. It's pretty close to the end of our season at this precise moment in time anyway, so we don't know what's going to happen with that.
Also read in the paper that we're looking at more backroom staff. We're going to have more backroom staff than players.
Wow.
Rudy Geerhagen, old colleague of yours, if I pronounced that right?
Yeah. Mark obviously knows him from the time that he was here as my assistant when we ran the Capital League side. So Mark obviously wanted him to come down, to be perfectly honest. So it's not really in my hands. I'm not going to take the credit for it. I think it was just to give Tim a little bit more extra support as Les is doing his Great Britain thing at this precise moment in time, and Ernie's not always about. And if me and Mark are busy doing certain things, then Tim's left to doing training by himself. So we just needed to make sure we had extra helping hand, and Rudy's been here before. He knows the club, he's passionate about this football club, and he wants to come back here anyway, so that's a big plus, and he's a quality coach, so it's very important.
Okay. Hazen Yedin, they won the playoffs against Hampton and Richmond. Were you surprised by that?
No, I think their run towards the end of the season proved that they were the informed side going into it. Hampton was doing okay, but Hayes and Yeading, up to the point where we played them and we got the 0-0 draw, was their most informed side in the league, and they proved that by going through, and they earned it, and they deserve to go up, to be fair.
Do you think they're capable of staying up there?
It's not for me to say. I don't know. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. I think with their current budget, they're going to probably need to add to it, because Conference National is not easy at all, and especially as a part-time side.
And finally, FA Cup and Champions League just coming up. Who'd you take for the winners on those?
I don't know. If I'm a betting man, I'd have to have a look. I think, let's have a look. Champions League, I think Man United.
And the FA Cup? Everton and Chelsea.
I would love to say the surprise, but I'm a Liverpool supporter behind closed doors, so I'd have to go Chelsea. I think Goodson's done well since he's gone there. I think Chelsea need to win something, or else it'll be a bit of a bad season for him. So I think Chelsea to win it, probably going to scrape it 1-0, but I think it'll be a Chelsea win. Man United Champions League. Yeah, I'll see that.
Okay, and obviously the players' season has finished. When does your season finish?
I don't know, to be fair. I'm here now talking to you, so as you know, I think you need to have a little bit of a break, and I'll try and find time to do that and fit that in. But it's very important that, because we're pushing for next season, I promised the fans at the end of the season, and me and Simo are working hard to make sure we can get into playoffs, so we have to put in the work now, the graft. It never stops, and I think it's very important that everybody knows that we are putting in the work that we need to from our side to get the players ready in a professional manner to compete in the Blue Square, because it's going to be probably one of the toughest leagues about, to be fair. If you look at the teams that are coming up and teams that are coming down, it's going to be very competitive this season.
Gordon, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.